Bro, it turned out exactly like you knew it was going to turn out. Sami Zayn was never, ever going to beat Roman Reigns, and they were going to give them the consolation prize in the tag titles. And like, you just knew that. You knew that all along, bro. So like, how can something be compelling when you know exactly what they're going to do?
What's going on, everybody? Dr. Chris Featherstone here.
Yes. Yes.
I'm Dr. Chris. This is Vince Russo. How are you, my man?
I'm doing all right, Chris. How are you?
Good, man. I'm good, man. So we were commissioned. We were commissioned to discuss a few topics here on Writing with Russo. The first one has to do with trying to pick out the MVPs of 2023. So let's start there, and we'll talk about who to look out for in 2024 as well. So let's start off with some MVPs, the most valuable wrestlers, most valuable performers, I guess, is the P in MVP when it comes to professional wrestling. Just let's just freestyle it, man. Writing with Russo. Let's name some people, and you know what, man? You know what? I got an idea. I got an idea. Let's make it fun. Let's make it jazzy. I'm gonna bring on my journalist in me and bring a little bit more buzzing. I'm going to. So you name just the first three people to come out of your head, and I'll name the first three people to come out of my head, and we'll both grade all three choices.
All right, first three people that come to my head.
Okay, start with don't say them all three at the same time. Let's draw some suspense. Who's number one?
Well, we should go 3-1, right?
So
3, 2, 1.
No, just three random people. The first three names that come in your head.
But you don't want me to list them 3, 2, 1?
No, just three names.
All right, so you want all three or just one?
Just one at a time.
Right now, just one. Obviously, Roman Reigns.
Roman Reigns.
I mean, that's a no-brainer.
Let's talk about Roman Reigns then. All right, so I think he had like 11 matches all year. He main evented with Cody Rhodes WrestleMania. He's had the belt all year. Has some riveting matches. Bloodline kind of capped off really at WrestleMania, but it stretched a little bit longer. He beat Jey Uso at SummerSlam, and he's barely been on television ever since. So what grade would you give Roman Reigns, Vince?
Yeah, that's the thing, bro. The fact that he has not been on every single week, that's got to take away from him, bro. So yeah, because of that, I'd have to say B+.
I was thinking B-. I was thinking B- because the Bloodline was the hottest angle going on in the WWE in the beginning, and then it really, really got cold. It really, really fizzled out after WrestleMania. Yes, they had Jey Uso and Jimmy and Jay break away, and Jay have a match at SummerSlam, which caused Jimmy to turn. But I mean, we're talking top of the third, man, and it's just kind of bottomed out, ever since.
I've been saying this forever, and this is me. This is me, bro. The Bloodline has never, ever, ever been over with me, ever. Ever. And I think a lot of it has to do with a couple of things. I'll tell you exactly what that is. I think a lot of it has to do with, first of all, the Usos had been around forever. It's not like they just introduced the Usos and they're cousins of Roman. They've been around forever, bro. The Usos penitentiary. So there was nothing new there. Then to me, Sami Zayn in that role with Uso and was just a joke. Bro, again, I'm gonna relate it to, I am going to relate it to the bar has been so freaking lowered that everybody thought this bloodline was so over. I never, ever, ever felt that way. That's me, bro. That I'm just being honest with you.
Sure. Yeah. I mean, you've expressed that before as far as you not being a big fan of the bloodline. I personally did. I like the bloodline storyline. I think it was good. I think it was riveting. It did for a moment bring people to the forefront. It caused Sami Zayn to have a main event at WrestleMania. I mean, like probably his first and only ever main event to WrestleMania. So it did cause a moment for Sami Zayn to be the main event level. But I mean, without the bloodline, we see what happened with Sami Zayn now. So that is my first choice. Segueing into my name, my first pick is Sami Zayn. Vince, what do you think? What are you going to grade Sami Zayn? So basically a backdrop of his year, bloodline going into from the end of 2022, carrying it over to 2023, breaks away from the bloodline late last year, feuds with Roman Reigns. Was it? No, I think it was Royal Rumble actually. When I think it was Royal Rumble this year, because Kevin Owens went against Kevin Owens went against Roman Reigns, if I'm not mistaken. And so you did the whole hit him with the chair. He didn't want to hit him with the chair. He hits, Roman instead. And so that breaks away, gets a big ovation, and it leads to a match with Sami Zayn and Roman Reigns in Quebec this year. So that led to him losing and culminated with a tag match, the Sami Zayn and the Usos, and Kevin Owens versus the Usos. Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens wins the tag team titles on and off with Judgment Day, and then now he's kind of by himself, and as of this taping, he's injured and taking time off. He's injured, but taking time off, though.
Bro, my whole thing with that was I never bought into it because, bro, it turned out exactly like you knew it was going to turn out. Sami Zayn was never, ever going to beat Roman Reigns, and they were going to give them the consolation prize in the tag titles. And, you just knew that. You knew that all along, bro. So, how can something be compelling when you know exactly what they're going to do? It's not, nobody in their right mind over the WWE would have put Sami Zayn over Roman Reigns because it was not believable. So at the end of the day, it turned out exactly like you knew it was going to turn out.
So what's your grade?
For Sami Zayn, bro, listen, I'm sorry. I'm not a fan of this guy at all. I don't even think Sami Zayn's worthy of being on the show. So to me, it's a D.
It's a D. You think he had a D year?
Yes,
in wrestling.
Yes, I did.
Notwithstanding your personal feelings against him.
I don't have any personal feelings against him because I don't know him.
You don't like him is what I'm saying. So.
I never believed for a second this guy was ever going anywhere.
So the bloodline storyline, taking how you feel about him aside, do you what you think he had a D year in the company?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
See, I think he had a good year, whether I liked it or not. That's not the point. So I think with the bloodline stuff in the beginning, with the main event in WrestleMania, I think the latter half really brought his grade down substantially because he's just kind of been floating around. So I would give Sami Zayn I'd say a C plus. I'd say a C plus, only because he had a very, very strong top half of the year with main event in WrestleMania, with main event in Elimination Chamber in his hometown, with the feeling that came with that, with the Bloodline storyline. All of those things had a lot to do with him being one of the hottest and most popular, according to the fans, one of the most popular names in WWE. The top half, the bottom half, just really weak bottom half.
But see, bro, that's the question I wanted. I respect that. Listen, we have opinions. I mean, that's all cool and well. But here's the question I'm going to pose. If Sami Zayn is so over, how do you get to a spot where you're literally asking for time off because all of a sudden you're not over anymore? Like to me, when somebody's over, they're over. Yeah. And they're always going to be over. If they were over, bro, and 6 months later, they're literally taking time off because they're in no man's land, to me, that's not over. To me, over's got to stick. That's all.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, a C+ year isn't an over year.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So that's not someone who's over. Right. You know, if you have a C+. WWE, you know, my definition of over is someone who's consistently in the main event scene. Like I said, the three, either you have the title, you're chasing the title, or you've been detoured away from the title just to get back eventually to the title chase.
Right.
So Sami Zayn isn't consistently that person. So he has his spot moments like Kofi did, like Mustafa Ali did for a hot moment. You know what I mean? Before he got injured. You know, there are people who had their spot moments that's, you know, was over for, you know, kind of lightning in a bottle moments. Sami Zayn had a lightning in a bottle half year, but that's the thing about lightning in a bottle. It doesn't strike twice.
Right.
So,
right.
You know what I mean? So that's how I feel about Sami Zayn's year. It was a lightning in a bottle half year in the beginning, but I mean, the second half went right back down to mid-card Sami, you know, yeah. So. All right. So my turn. No, it's your turn. I said Sami Zayn. No, it's your turn.
I'm going Gunther.
All right, Gunther just been through Intercontinental Champion the whole year, surpassed Honky Tonk Man, had really big feuds, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, Drew McIntyre, won a triple threat between Braun Strowman and Drew McIntyre. Won a triple threat between Drew McIntyre and Sheamus at WrestleMania. For me, I mean, A+, man. I mean, I really don't know what else he could have done. I mean, unless, you know, he could have been in the world title hunt, but he's really elevating. I mean, he's made the Intercontinental title more relevant in his run than it has been in over 10 years. I mean, like, so.
And,
you know.
and bro, I'm going on performance alone. I don't, you know, main events and all this, and I'm talking about consistent performance. Absolutely. In control, believable, knows what he's doing. Yeah, bro. Like, yeah, I'm with you, bro. I give him an A+. This guy knows what he's doing.
100%. Yeah. All right, my next,
please don't say
my number two. My number two.
Please don't say what do you want.
So Vince. What do you want to talk about? Cody Rhodes.
You got to stay
on the backdrop. Yeah, so Cody Rhodes, man. He won the Royal Rumble. He main event at WrestleMania against Roman Reigns. He lost against Roman Reigns. He feuded with Brock for a few months. He feuded with Judgment Day. Has been really feuding with Judgment Day since. Won a tag title with Jey Uso in the midst of that, and that's his year. Vince, what you got, man?
Well, you didn't grade him.
You got to grade him. I said his name. You grade him, and then I'll grade him.
Bro, I'm giving Cody Rhodes a C.
A C.
He's done 0 for me. 0 for me.
I think because of his popularity, because of main eventing WrestleMania, because of winning the tag titles, had a prominent spot at Survivor Series, led a team. I think he's had a B year. Yeah, B year. I mean, like he hasn't been in really major feuds, you know what I mean, other than the beginning of it. You know, he's just kind of been in filler feuds all year. They've been trying to make him relevant throughout the rest of the year until next year. So that's dropped his stock for me. Like, he hasn't been in a big storyline for me. So a solid year, B year for me. All right, who's your next? Who's this is, let me see. So you had, this is number 3 for you, right? Roman, Gunther. All right, who else?
I'm going, bro, and again, you're gonna go through the history, and bro, you've got a much better memory than I do. So I am really going on what have you done for me lately.
Okay.
The bright spot of the show as we head into 2024 with me is Drew McIntyre.
Okay.
Now, I know they've booked him horribly for much of the year, but see, I don't put that on Drew. They booked him horribly. This Drew we've seen, where I'm going to tell the truth, whether you like it or not. I don't care if you cheer me. I don't care if you boo me. I'm going to, what he's done, bro, the last month, I thought has been spot on.
Yeah, so he he had a big moment against Roman last year, but yeah, I mean, he's been mostly him and Sheamus teaming together, and then they had some beef because they both were going for the Intercontinental Championship. That leads to the triple threat at WrestleMania. He takes some time off because, there was some contract stuff. Mm-hmm. Comes back before SummerSlam to feud with Gunther. Loses to Gunther. So, I mean, goes against Seth and Saudi. Loses to Seth, So he's just been kind of like...
I agree.
He's just been like the relevant name who's putting people over all year. So... which is a terrible spot to put Drew in.
I agree. That's why I said, to me, it's the booking.
Yeah, I agree, man.
He was going, bro. He was going like 50-50 with Clark Gable.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I agree,
man. But now, if they can just freaking let this guy do his thing, man.
Yeah. So you said the name. I'll grade first. Man, I gotta give him a C, man. Yeah. What do you think?
I gotta give him a B. Yeah. But if I was booking him, it would be an A+.
Yeah. I'm a Drew guy, man, but
yeah.
I agree with you. Only because of the booking. They've made him just a glorified loser, a glorified enhancement talent to the stars, man, which is silly. I mean, like, you have one of the most intimidating people in all the company basically being a glorified, enhancement talent to the stars, So I'm not a big fan of that. Drew was heavily underutilized this year, but I know that there was some contract stuff too. So I get it. So, all right. My third name is Solo Sikoa.
Okay.
So, yeah, he was in the Bloodline storyline. Didn't really have a marquee match, at WrestleMania, but he was involved in the storyline. Loses against Cody Rhodes. He was undefeated all throughout last year. Loses a match at a Raw before WrestleMania to Cody Rhodes to end the streak, which was just silly to me. But then he teams with Roman to go against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn for the tag team championships, and it's kind of been like in the Bloodline storyline. Broke away, toward the latter part of the year to feud with John Cena, obliterated John Cena, and since then he's still kind of lost in the shuffle, man.
Yeah, just lost the tag team match this last week.
Yeah, Orton and LA Knight, right? So, yeah. So him and Jimmy are together, but still just kind of directionless because Roman's been out so long. So what do you give Solo, man?
He's young, bro. He's got a long way to go. But again, it always comes down to the booking, bro. So I can't give him more than a B.
Yeah, I don't think his year was very strong toward. I mean, it was yeah. I'll say he was in some spots. I mean, he had some matches that were prominent. Cena, teaming up with Roman. Yeah, I'll give him B-. I'll give him B- year. I think he didn't have an average year, but it was slightly above average to me. So
yeah, fair enough.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is the grades of the 6 names of 2023.
Notice neither one of us said Seth Rollins.
I didn't notice that. I did not notice that. Yeah. I mean, that just goes to show how much his interest is there. All right. So let's do 3 more names for the SK Nation to grade and explain in the comments. So Seth. And let's do 2 more names.
We got to throw a female in there.
Let's do Io Shirai, Io Sky, because she's been champ for a little bit. She won at SummerSlam, so she's been champ for about 4.5 months. Io Sky, what do you think of Io Sky?
And let's throw a tag team in there.
And let's do what tag team? Let's do Judgment as a whole. Let's do Judgment as a whole. All right, so SK Nation grade 3, grade Seth Rollins, grade Io Sky, grade Judgment Day as a whole. All right, so that is your homework for the SK Nation. Put it in the comments. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. And ladies and gentlemen, this guy right here is Vince Russo. I am Dr. Chris. This is Riding with Russo. Have a good night, buddy. Solo.